Lord, please do not let these type of friends ever find my black sons. Baby, this heartbreaking update on Nolan Wells case. So they're saying they were searching and 18-year-old Nolan Wells on Horn Island, Mississippi, his body has been recovered. So they don't know exactly if it's him. They are waiting for like the identification. But Nolan's mother later shared that her son had passed away. So the official cause of death and the full circumstances surrounding what actually happened have not yet been released. But it better not be nothing with blunt force trauma, all these different things. Then somebody gonna have to answer for that shit. And when I tell you the fact that these boys are still saying they don't know what happened, they don't know where he was, they don't know nothing. Like, how do you not know anything? And my question is, was they drinking? Was they high? Was they smoking? Like, what was actually going on? Because this is ridiculous. But please keep Nolan's family and his loved ones in your prayers during this crazy time. Lord, please do not let these type of friends ever.
Now, according to the mother of Nolan Wells, her son is deceased. Now, they have found a body, but of course, we don't know if it's Nolan yet. But I think we all know what happened. This 4th of July was very, very eerie. There was a lot of mass shootings that took place on the 4th of July. It was 400 racist white supremacists marching in DC who happened to be wearing masks and intimidating black people, surrounding them on trains and so forth. And now we have this situation where Nolan happened to be friends with a whole lot of Caucasian people. And for whatever reason, they went to Horn Island in Mississippi, by the way. And you know, we got a whole lot of racially charged crimes being committed in Mississippi over the last month or so. And I truly believe that Nolan was blood sacrificed on this day. The white supremacists got away with a lot on quote unquote Independence Day. They got away with a whole lot. And the fact that this happened on Horn Island, the devils is showing their horns. The devil's showing their horns. And y'all got to understand there's a lot of coded messages in some of the stories that we're seeing. Now, this is truly sad. You know, Nolan was a football star. And, you know, they're going after the super talented, you know, just like they went after Carmelo Anthony, railroaded Carmelo Anthony, another track star, another athlete, a young, promising future star, taken out once again. And I think we know what happened. And we're going to talk a little bit about that.
I'm not buying the "we thought he caught another ride" BS. I'm not doing it. He came with y'all, he should have left with y'all. Y'all also had his phone too, so make that make sense. Of course, here comes people saying, oh, it's not about race. No, but it is. Why is it the fact that the one black teen that went out with a whole bunch of white boys is the only one to show up deceased? Y'all not gonna like this one, but being the only black person in a group full of white people or whatever the race is not always the smartest or safest choice. For these white friends of his to say that they don't know what happened to him and they can't remember is a little off-putting. They were not looking out for their so-called friend, and it shows. Hence why I'm not believing anything that they're saying. I'm not buying anything that they're selling. Noah should have been able to go home safely just like his friends got to go home safely. Prayers out to Noah's family. I hope they get all the answers that they need, because Lord knows in these type of scenarios, they don't always get the answers. These type of cases always just get brushed over. I'm not buying the...
Now, we know that teenagers like to document everything. Why on earth would Noah leave his phone with his friends? friends, we putting that in quotations. Why on earth would Noah do such a thing? Makes absolutely no sense. They had his phone, but they didn't know where he was at. They don't know what happened to him, but they had his phone. Right. Listen, I'm going to let you know this right now. And we're not going to be able to confirm what I'm about to say because, like the sister said, these type of cases often get swept under the rug. But what I want to say is that those so-called friends that Noah was with were devils. And I truly believe that this is a race-specific situation, that he was lured out onto that island where they conducted a ritual, a satanic ritual. Because at the end of the day, that's who these individuals are. They're Satanists. And I need my melanated people to understand something. This is not the time in history to be mixing and mingling with anyone you can't trust, let alone around people who don't see the world as you see it. People who are culturally, I'm talking about culturally way different than you. Y'all got to understand some of these kids here, these teenagers, they're raised in certain households. And I'm going to be honest, in this era that we're in right now, this white supremacy era that we're in right now, listen, I'm at the point where I'd rather my children go to a public school in the hood. They're more safe there. They're more safe among their own people in the inner city. Listen, if Carmelo Anthony was in a predominantly black school around his own people, he would have never been in the situation he was in. The suburbs or the rural areas are beginning to be way too dangerous because Esau has literally created a generation of vipers. And it's a shame that Nolan, was unable to go home. It's really a shame.
They absolutely killed that boy. We all know they did. And you see, the crazy thing is, even without bringing race into it yet, we know for a fact that kids become evil as fuck when they are jealous.
Mm-hmm.
You put all those teenagers on a secluded island or a secluded beach with no adult supervision, underage drinking, and girls, jealousy is inevitable. Fighting is inevitable. And then when they are caught fighting, they will look you dead in your face and say, I tripped. I fell. That's how quickly teenagers lie to adults' faces to cover up their own act. Now, to bring race into it, it's about an 80% chance that they're about to sweep this under the rug. One of those white boys' fathers is going to pay off the police and tell them to sweep this under the rug and call it an accident to protect all those white boys from going to prison. That's exactly what's about to happen. I give about an 80% chance. Because you know where else this looks familiar? Talma Horsford, who mysteriously turned up dead, surrounded by her white friends at a sleepover. Or Trey Reed, being found hung from a tree on a predominantly white college campus where he was conveniently found where none of the cameras would have saw him. And we're disgusted all the same. And we're supposed to celebrate this country, right? We're supposed to say that racism is over and to just get over racism, right? Oh, and just an FYI, if any of y'all are in my comment section victim blaming this kid, you're blocked.
I could tell you this right now. They all got their story together. It ain't no telling what happened. I mean, more than likely, it was jealousy. More than likely, it was over some females. More than likely, it was a situation that went out of control And they came together and said, look, we don't know what happened. And they feel comfortable lying because they know that they do know that they have the skin color to pretty much win. And they know that whatever they tell the adults, whatever they tell the police, they know it's going to get swept under the rug. They know it. They know that they're going to have a favorable outcome. Think about it. It's July 4th, you know, and this is racist Mississippi. They like, look, boys, be careful what you tell us in here. And I'm going to tell you, the police will be working with them. That's how racist it is. Yeah, they got that white privilege. We know that. The police will be working with them like, listen, you don't have to say anything. You don't know where he was at, right? You don't know. He just left. Somebody said someone will talk. Listen, they got the complexion for the protection. Nobody's going to talk, because if they were going to talk, they would have talked already. That's what I believe. Hebrew care. They were instructed by the adults. I believe that. And that's the whole mentality they have. Boys will be boys. You know, things got out of hand. At least they're looking at least our boys came back home. This is how these things play out, y'all. That's how white supremacy works. That's how this stuff plays out.
Lord, please.
I'm praying for the best, but we all know what time it is. In a black household, it's always, when we come together, we leave together. But a lot of these households ain't built or raised on the integrity moral standpoint that we were raised on. So y'all got to be careful when y'all send y'all black kids out with other races. This is Nolan. Nolan is now missing since July the 4th. He went on a boat with this group of white friends of his, and now he is missing. They had his phone. The boat driver did not want to hand over Nolan's phone. That's suspicious. But yeah, Nolan is now missing, and nobody knows any fucking thing. His friends don't know nothing. His friends are all safe back at home with their mommies and daddies, but Nolan is missing. I just want to throw that out there. If we come together, we leave together. Praying for the best, but we all know what time it is. Y'all got to stop sending y'all's kids out with these other races. They not like us. They not like us. But if you have any information, this happened in Mississippi. If you have any information, the mom is asking that you reach out to the police department, and I'm going to put the number on the screen.
And, you know, it's interesting that the person driving the boat did not want to give over the phone. That's very interesting. Perhaps that adult know what happened. But see, they all under one accord. And I want y'all to pay attention to something here. The young lady right here eloquently just said, you know, don't have your kids hanging out with these other races like that. Don't be the token. The irony of that is, if the shoe was on the other foot, meaning if it was, let's say, all black teenagers with one token white kid, we're going to look out for the white kid. Nothing's going to happen to him. We can't hang out with this white kid on the island and he don't come back home. He can't be last spotted with a group of 3 black teenagers. He can't be spotted with us on an island. We hanging out, we take him out there and he don't come back home? Oh, hell no. Do you know what America would do to us? Do you know what would happen to those 3 black teenagers that didn't bring one of their own back home? The National Guard is coming. SWAT is coming. The FBI. Listen, the FBI is getting involved. Houses are going to shake. Heads are going to roll. If we're in that situation, we want to make sure he's straight. We want to make sure, no, man, we can't go back home. That white boy ain't coming back home with us. But see, white privilege don't have that same type of fear. They know that they're covered.
So this is not the update I wanted to give, but a body has been found during the search for Nolan Xavier Wells. So how are you his quote-unquote friends, right? He is the only black kid in your entire group, and y'all managed to not know anything. Y'all managed to return without him, and y'all all don't know what happened. And they're saying that Nolan left with a girl. Who's the girl? Where's the girl at? And on top of that, as a young 18-year-old, a teenager, he left his phone. On top of all of that, people are saying don't bring race into the subject, but understand there is a pattern related to race in this subject. And there's something that needs to be said. There is this weird group of black people in America that they are so hell-bent on not seeming like a victim, and they seeming sensitive and seeming like they're trying to highlight race all the time, that they will actively and willingly put themselves, their children's life, in danger trying to be in proximity to whiteness without warning their children, especially in the South, living in the South, that there are dangers of being the only token black person in an all-white friend group, because tokens will always get spent. Not realizing that the person who is trying to make you a victim, don't you think that they will tell you that you're being too sensitive and that you shouldn't highlight these things and that you shouldn't say nothing about something that they are doing to you as well? Guys, what do you think has happened? Like, comment, repost, share. Let's spread the message.
I believe Nolan would sacrifice to create more racial tension for the race war. Somebody in the comment section says we might need a race war. I'm tired of this ish. Well, hey, we're gonna get one. The race war is coming. These people, they ready. They down to scrap. It's just not gonna turn out the way they think it's gonna turn out. And we got to stop desiring to have white proximity. We truly do. You know, there's a lot of envy that goes on, and people are not your people. It is what it is. You're safer amongst your own. Matter of fact, the scriptures tell us that in the final days, people will gravitate to their own land, to their own people, to their own tribes. And that's just what it got to be. I'm not saying that you can't have humility and that you cannot have Caucasian people that you are cool with and things of that nature. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is when you prioritize, white approval and white acceptance, and your whole life is geared towards, oh, I got to get my children to this school. Like they used to do in the civil rights era, when it was just like they felt good about getting their children out of the hood school into a white school because you feel like you're making waves or you're opening doors of opportunity for your people. No. you're actually more so endangering your own family. Let them be segregated. Let's have a little segregation. I was more so with Malcolm X than Martin Luther King on that. It's just, we're just not meant to be among them people like that and just be singled out. It just doesn't work. And, this is a sad situation. I'm very disheartened by this story because I know it's a good chance that they're actually going to get away with it. That's what's so troublesome about it.
Body was found this morning. I don't know if you guys have been following this case out of Mississippi. 18-year-old Nolan Wells went out on a boat celebrating 4th of July with friends, never made it back. His friends made it back. There's been confusion about who last saw Nolan. Two boys, Warren and Wyatt, said that Nolan was last seen with Katie. Katie's a girl he met that day. Katie says that her and Nolan went their separate ways. Jackson County Sheriff says that they recovered the body early this morning around the western tip of Horn Island, which is where Nolan was last seen. Of course, the person that they found is pending identity confirmation from the coroner's office. The sheriff did say that they've been in touch with Nolan's family this morning as well. Obviously, as we get more information, once they confirm his identity and possibly preliminary cause of death, any other details, I'll keep you guys posted. Body was found this morning.
I believe they purposely got Noah out there on the 4th of July to go to Horn Island. Something happened on the 4th of July where all suspected white supremacists and white supremacists, something flipped. And they just started wilding out. A bunch of mass pow-pows shooting up, one guy, he was trying to shoot up a church. You had that march down in DC. It's like white America flipped a switch that day. And I believe they got him out there and they planned this. I wouldn't be surprised if they found out that Noah was poisoned, perhaps, or he drowned, or he was thrown off that boat. Because why was one of the people said that the person driving the boat had the phone. Now, why is that? So it's a lot of questions. It's a lot of questions. And this needs to be federal investigation. But unfortunately, Nolan doesn't have the skin color to warrant that in this country.
All right, y'all, this is very important. If you were on Horn Island this 4th of July, you may know something that could help solve this missing persons case. So we have 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells. He disappeared on July 4th while visiting Horn Island in Mississippi. Investigators say he was last seen around 3 in the afternoon wearing blue swim trunks, sunglasses, and no shirt. Since then, there has been no confirmed sign of this young man. Right now, multiple agencies are searching the actual island and the surrounding waters. The Coast Guard, local deputies, marine officials, and volunteer search teams are all working together. But Nolan still has not been found yet. And authorities also say that they cannot confirm whether or not he ever even left the island. So Nolan, just so you know, he stands at 6'1". He's about 180 pounds, and he was getting ready to play football at Southwest Mississippi Community College. And his family is desperately hoping for some semblance of anything, any kind of answers. Investigators are asking anyone who was on Horn Island that day to think back. Did you see Nolan? Did you take photos, videos, anything, even the smallest detail could help establish his last known movements? So please help get Nolan's face out there and his story in front of as many people as possible, because someone may have that one small piece of information that could actually bring him back home. So please,
let's please get some likes up on the video, ladies and gentlemen. Share this stream everywhere, because the more attention we can get on this particular broadcast, the better. I believe they threw him off that boat. I think they got him far enough away from the shore, and they was like, "Hey, N-word, we ain't got you out here. Go ahead and swim." That's what they did. Knowing that he couldn't make it, that's what they did. Allegedly. Real janky stuff, man. You got to be careful who you call your friend. You got to be careful. Anna Serve says they know what happened. I'm sure. He looks to have been having a good time until. Exactly. I mean, people just don't go their separate ways. The fact that they left is an issue. How you going to get back on a boat and you haven't found your friend? You know why? They knew Noah wasn't going to be found. And when he was going to be found, they didn't want to be nowhere near it. That's what happened. These damn reptilian shapeshifters knew damn well that it wasn't no point of staying on the island looking for Noah, because normally that would be your reaction. Your homeboy, the person you came with, anybody you came with is missing. You're not leaving that island. You're like, hold on, where's Noah? Where is he? You're going to be asking the locals of the island. You're going to be asking people. You're going to call the police and wait for the police to get there till you find out where the hell your friend is at. You don't just get back on a boat and go home. Well, we couldn't find him. And then the question is, they found a body, right? See, this is why I believe there's some collusion involved. They found a body, but it's taken a while for them to find out who it is. Who else's body is it? Is black teenagers just floating around the damn Mississippi? You know what the news is doing? The media is buying time. They sacrificed that boy. The media is buying time. How many black teenagers are just floating in the damn river? And you know why they buying time? To get their story straight. Yeah, that's definitely enemy behavior. You don't just leave the island with your homeboy missing. He was never a friend. Don't be a graham cracker. What do I mean by a graham cracker? Don't be the only token Negro being around these folks. Don't be trying to be like them when you're not. Now, I'm the type of person I can mingle with everybody, but I be damned. If I let a group of these people take me on an island, nah, I'm sorry. On a secluded island, I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. Ain't no way. 4 of my white buddies called me up and say, look, it's 4th of July, and we're gonna get on a boat and we're gonna go to Horn Island. I'm good. Hey, Chad, Dawson, Edgar, y'all got it. I'm not finna be on no island with y'all. You know y'all reputation with islands? No. I don't like y'all in some islands, a secluded island. That don't sound right. I saw Eyes Wide Shut. Not Eyes Wide Shut. What's that one, Joan? I saw Blink twice. No, I seen Get Out. I seen Blink twice. Epstein Island comes to mind. No, I'm good. I'm sorry. But see, when you are raised in those environments, you really begin to think you're one of them and that they don't see skin color. See, there's a lot of suspected white supremacists that say we don't see skin color. That's a damn lie. They're trained to say that. And they're so crafty with these setups. They'll set up theater on our people. They'll act like they down for you. They'll set up a scenario where one of them will step in and defend your name. And so you really think those are your friends? And they only did that. They set up a play so you can trust them. And now you trust them. And now they're inviting you places. They're making you feel accepted. They're inviting you to the frat parties and all that. No, they be planning stuff. They crafty. There's some cunning little devils. Yeah, they'll literally, listen, these people will literally set up a scene like a movie just for you to trust them. Yeah, never mind him, dude. He's whack for that, man. Hey, man, what's your name? My name's Charles, by the way. Yep. Whole time they trying to get you on a damn island.
Now, I plan to come on here and tell y'all about just how black of a weekend I had here at Essence Fest, but I can't do that because yet again, the black community is hit with another tragedy that doesn't make sense. This is 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, who went missing at Horn Island in Mississippi while celebrating the 4th of July weekend with these three friends. Now, a body was found on Monday, but the identity of the body has not been confirmed. But let me tell you this. We do not want to hear that this is another case of a self-unaliving. Not in Mississippi and not on the 4th of July weekend. We're not buying that. Now, authorities are saying that the last time he was seen was with a girl, but there's no further detail on what the girl looked like or the girl's identity. Now, I've also searched high and low to see where the statements are from the three friends he was with, and I've not been able to find anything from them. That to me is concerning and questionable because if you went on a trip with three friends for the 4th of July weekend, if it were my friend, I would be asking questions, speaking out, searching, doing all the things. And I've not heard anything of that sort from those three friends. Now, his mother says that obviously her and her husband have been worried sick and they've not been feeling good and they just want their son to come home and walk through the door. And they're asking for any information or any help that anyone can provide. But I'm praying for this family because this is getting out of control. And again, we don't want to hear that it was a self-unaliving. We're tired of that narrative. Now, I plan to come on here and tell y'all about just how black of a weekend.
So one of the other commentators earlier said that the parents confirmed he was deceased. That's not true, which it makes sense that they haven't confirmed because, you know, they haven't confirmed his body yet from the body that they found. But, you know, I think it's pretty obvious what happened. I think it's pretty obvious of what happened. And I know they waiting for their son to walk through the door, but more than likely that won't be happening. Somebody said they found him unalive. No, the news is playing some janky games right now. They're playing real janky games. They did not find him allegedly. They said they found a body. They haven't confirmed it. They have to run more tests. It's more than likely him unless you just got black teenagers floating all over the rivers in Mississippi. So it's just not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And see, I believe it's a sacrifice because this 4th of July has been very strange. And they want racial tension. They want a race war. And it's a lot that happened on the 4th of July.
So now they have found 18-year-old Nolan Wells' body after he went missing July 4th while he was out with his friends. And I know.
So we're getting mixed messages. Some people saying they found him. We know it's Noah they found. But I'm wondering why they haven't came with his cause of death yet. Hopefully that happens during this broadcast where we can get his cause of death. That will help a lot.
I'm not the only one that remembers Miss Tamla over in Georgia, Miss Horsford, the black lady that went to her friend's house for a girls' night and adult sleepover, and the very next day they found her body right outside the house, and nobody at this sleepover knew what happened to Miss Tamla to this day. Yep. The Forsyth, Georgia Sheriff Department ruled it accidental. Yeah, y'all remember that? You see, because our bodies are disposable to these people. And I would love to see that they investigate what happened to Nolan. He had his whole life ahead of him. And somebody, just like somebody at that sleepover knew what happened, somebody knows what happened to him. Right. I don't play those type of games with my friends. Whether we are going to brunch or across the world to Bali, whether we are going to the club or to a concert, we came together, we leave together. That's law. Mm-hmm. I hope you all understand what this means because I do. So now they have found 18-year-old Nolan Wells.
Yeah, we come together, we leave together. You don't just leave. You just don't leave no island when you came there with all your friends. You don't leave. You think they would have left one of the other friends? No. If one of those white guys was the one missing, do you think they would have left him? Hell no. Hell no. And it's just too many of our young black men that are just ending up in these precarious situations, and it's never no damn justice. Ain't no telling what these wicked damn Edomites done did. They probably done drank his blood and some old stuff, man. I don't put nothing past these people. These people could have lured him out there and set him in a damn pentagram somewhere. You know, these people are weird. And that's why we got to stay up on this story, because they're going to try to sweep this under the rug. And I think we got to draw awareness to situations like this, because if nobody draws awareness, if we act like we don't care, then guess what? The court of public opinion says that the people don't care, so they get to sweep it under the rug. Yeah, they took him out there for a 4th of July ritual because somewhere in white America, they were told that they can get away with murder that day. Y'all remember Purge made a movie called Purge Independence Day. This is their way of atoning. These people are sick like that. When they make their movies, 4th of July Purge, Independence Day Purge, and all of that, oh, better believe them damn wicked Edomites, they like to do bloodletting on that day, especially if it's something that's going to fuel the agenda, which is a race war. That's the agenda right now. Yeah, they got him out there, and them degenerate, suspected white supremacists sacrificed that young man, eliminated him, because they know they can get away with it. See, there was a dog whistle that was blown on that day. When you see all them white supremacists marching in DC, that was a dog whistle right there. They talking about reclaim America. Yeah, that was their dog whistle to, hey, look, we out here. They showed you all those photos of them surrounding black people on the train. Oh, they feel real bold. They feel real bold. So they lured that young man out there, telling you.
We need to start taking the dangers of friend groups that look like this serious in our community. Nolan Wells was missing since the 4th of July after a boating trip with these culprits. Of course, these men said that they had no idea where Nolan was. And like expected, they all corroborated each other's stories. Fast forward to today, Nolan Wells' body was found. And we still don't have an explanation of exactly what happened. This isn't the first time this happened either. I remember this happened similarly to a black woman named Tamala Horsford. She went to a sleepover with a bunch of women that didn't look like her, and before the sun even came up, Tamala was dead. No explanation given to the cops once again. Alonzo Brooks also went to a house party and ended up unalived. These people are always going to corroborate each other's stories whenever something bad like this happens. And because of their privilege, they're always believed and no meaningful investigation is ever done. Many of these cases also go unsolved. And I'm not saying don't hang out with white people. I'm just saying if you look like me and they're going to an all-white space, you need to have a plan. My heart goes out to Wells and his family because they should be celebrating. He should be going to college right now, and it should be one of the most exciting times of his life. But his family doesn't get to experience that. His mother had to spend this morning identifying his body. You guys be safe out there. I love you, and I'll talk to you next time. We need to start taking the dangers of friend groups that look like this serious in our community.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. When you walk into any establishment where all you see is them, walk out. If you go into a school, you want to enroll your children in a school, and you walk around that school, and all you see is them, you're going to have to find another school to enroll them in. I'm just going to keep it 1,000. It has to be this way. You move into a neighborhood, you know that it's a lot of them in the neighborhood. Hey, you're going to listen. We're going to just have to move to another neighborhood. This is how I know it sounds crazy, but this is just how I feel. This is how I feel about it. I feel like we're safer among each other. We might have our issues. We may have our issues. And the issues we have in our communities, and let me be clear, it's not all our communities. Listen, I'm from Washington, D.C. I lived in Prince George's County, Maryland, a good time of my life. Prince George's County, Maryland is the richest black county in America. I'm talking about fluent black neighborhoods. The neighborhood I live in right now is mostly black people that live here. You don't hear a peep outside. I mean, occasional car going by playing some music, but ain't no crime, nothing's happening over here. People want you to believe that in the black neighborhoods and black environments, that is always some ghetto ratchet stuff going on wherever our people are at. That's a damn lie. I lived in neighborhoods with predominantly our people, and the neighborhood was peaceful. Now, on the other hand, I've lived in the hood too. And you know what makes crime in the hood? Poverty. Poverty. That's what creates violence in our communities. We're not inherently violent. We're violent when there's a lack. When there's a lack, when we're put on survival mode, that's when the neighborhood goes to shambles. That's when you have problems. That's when the disparities start. But when you live in a community with black people and everybody living and making money, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You just got to find the right type of neighborhoods. Just got to find the right type of neighborhoods. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't want my sons and daughters going to predominantly white schools. They can't possibly fit in those schools. It just is what it is. I know that these other nations are going to be looking at them with jealous eyes. I know that they will be envious. I know that when it comes to academia, our children have to adjust to a learning style that does not fit our children. No, we're not going to do all of that. I'd rather be around my people. Yeah, I've lived in Prince George's County for a good time of my life. Now, Prince George's County has some neighborhoods that aren't good too. And I've lived in some of those, but I also lived in I lived in Largo, Maryland for a while. I lived in Montgomery County for a while. Out there in, I've been out there in Accokeek, Maryland and all that stuff. And just because it's melanated people there don't mean it's going to be problems. You know? Let me see. Somebody says sometimes when a black person gets money, they leave their black community and go reside with others because they think they'll fit in. Right. They'll think they fit in until they get invited to dinner and wake up in a damn wine cellar. Yep. And it'll be them Christian nationalists too. It'll be the Christian nationalists claiming Jesus is king. Well, we know black Jesus is king. But, you know, when they say Jesus is king, they got a whole nother meaning to it. They talking about their pearly white Jesus that they created, their Caesar Borgia. And, you know, those would be the ones, them Christian nationalists, them would be the ones that invite you to dinner. And while you praying over the food, you know, the butler have been and hit you over your damn head with a vase, and you'd have been woke up somewhere, chained up. And now you chained up for months, and they coming down there trying to reteach you the Bible. Some of y'all laughing, but they people crazy as hell. Now you tied up, now they feeding you parsnips and mayo sandwiches. And you down there and you their damn sex slave. Let me tell you, these people are weird, bro. We just don't belong some places. I'm being a little bit facetious, but I'm dead serious. It'd be them damn Christian nationalists. And on the outside, they got their little cross. Hey, darling. And it'd be the Southern ones. Oh, look out for them Southern white Christian nationalists that be wearing their crosses. Talking about praise the Lord. Yeah, come on down to dinner. Shit. Nah, man. Nope. They done been and drugged you up. You drinking wine, you getting dizzy. And they like, hey, Marquise, you need a bed to lay in? Next thing you know, you chained up and they feeding you casserole. Now you eating green bean casserole for months, trying to escape the damn attic. You stuck in the attic trying to escape. They coming in there cutting locks off your hair. Man, I'm telling you, bro. I don't know. They got some weird customs, bro. We ain't gonna get into all of that, but I'm telling you, bro. I have you could say I got a vivid imagination, but living down south, I don't trust these white Christians down south. They don't praise black Jesus. Jesus Christ is black. I read the Bible. I can't trust anybody who praise white Jesus. And really think they next to God. I can't trust nobody to praise no white Jesus. Look what white people did to the earth. No. Jesus got to be black. Scriptures tell us that. It's just like some places we don't fit. Yeah. Somebody said you speaking the truth. I mean, the rabbit hole goes deep with these people. When they be sitting there making movies like Get Out and Blink Twice and all of this stuff, man, they didn't get that from nothing. The Pure Goddess channel says, what is that movie called? I don't know. We just made up a movie. Hollywood probably going to take that. Next year, you're going to see some Christian nationalists invite a black family to dinner and all hell going to break loose. You're going to see it. Hollywood going to make it because they sit here watch the channel too. Yeah, because they low-key be devil worshipers. Make no mistake about it. They low-key be devil worshipers. I'm telling you, these white supremacists out of control. I don't know if y'all seen this, but those Trump supporters created a fake AI of that black woman that was on that public train. They made a fake image of her to try to levy charges against her. Look at this, y'all. And this is from the DC incident that happened on 4th of July.
Oh my God, y'all. MAGA is losing their mind over that black woman who was surrounded by white supremacists on the train. Y'all gotta share this shit and spread the word. Trump supporters are now defending the white supremacist group Patriot Front who surrounded the black woman on the train. That strong black woman has not been identified yet, but MAGA has made up a fake identity for her. They have even went so far as to create a fake AI-generated video of the black woman. This video was posted by an account called Trump America First, proving it was a Trump supporter that created it. And Trump supporters are literally sharing this video to manipulate the situation. It's already got 1,700 shares. This shit is insane. Remember, this is fake.
So let me get this right. And I'm going to tell you why they did that. This image right here of this woman surrounded by these white supremacists on this train is going to go down as a historical photo. It's going to go down as a historical photo, and she's going to be memorialized to some regard for this image. I don't know who took the image, but it's going to be, it's going to be edged in history. So you know what these sick MAGA freaks did? They basically made a fake AI and said that she's been arrested for indecent exposure and actually came out with a video, and it looked real. And they did that just to sully her reputation so the picture would not be immortalized. People evil as hell. These people evil as hell. It's already bad enough that these cowards had to be masked up. And now they still operating behind the scenes, trying to sully this woman's reputation, who was just an innocent woman, probably just trying to get home. Imagine you riding a train, you look up, see all of these damn domestic terrorists surrounding you. She probably just trying to get home. I'm telling you, man, these people, they be up to no damn good. But you know, something very significant happened also on 4th of July. where thousands of Trump supporters were forced to take shelter inside the African American Museum in DC because it started raining on their ass out there. Now imagine the irony of that. Thousands of the Trump supporters had to run into the National Black Museum. Yo, the Most High has a sense of humor. You know, the Most High really has a sense of humor. He done stuff all they tobacco chewing, Trump voting, American flag wearing, all them hicks, them redneck hillbilly hicks had to squeeze their ass into the into the African American Museum because the Most High made it rain on their parade, bro. It's like, yo, that's why I be like, man, the Most High, he be in control of everything. Like, it's like he has a sense of humor. Yeah, no, I'm gonna bring you in. You're gonna look at this black art because this right here is real American history. Yeah, you want to seek coverage? Oh, the only place we got it happened. Look, that rain cloud came right there. The only place they had to run into is to a Black American Museum. But guess what? They stayed out that rain. You know, them rednecks was sick. You know, the rednecks was sick. Yeah, we got to thank the Most High for that. These are small wins right here. Small wins, but grand scale that the Most High is in control. You know, they was in there like some of them refused. You know, some of them refused. They say, you know, goddamn, well, I'm not going in there. I came out here to march. You want me to go in there? Nope, I ain't going in there. This is white history. Imagine you talking about reclaim America, you marching, got your flags, all of that. And you got to go in there and learn, get some black history. Go get your learn on. Oh, man. Yo, it ain't a black face in that joint. They got cowboy hats on. Yo, they got cowboy hats on and everything, bro. They just look like straight up Proud Boys. It ain't a black skin in there. It ain't a dark skin in that jump. Yeah, man. You know, I'm telling you, the irony, because we are the foundation of America, man. You talking about reclaim America, the Most High said, no, go into the Black History Museum and sit your ass down somewhere. Yeah, go ahead and sit your ass down and get comfortable. You're not reclaiming nothing. If anybody should be reclaiming something, this should be us. We should be reclaiming our heritage.
I understand we live in a world where shit happens every day, but how do you go missing with 3 friends? Mississippi, Mississippi, Mississippi. Didn't a black baby just get killed out there by a white cop? But this story is creepy because the 3 friends don't know where he at. Well, they just found his body today. He was missing since July 4th, but the story headlines will be this: 3 white men, 1 black man. 3 white men made it back, 1 black man didn't make it. I'm not a cop, I'm not a detective, but story seemed kind of crazy. They were supposed to be going on a trip to Horn Island in Mississippi. I heard so many jokes that said black people can't swim. Did he drown, or did his friends do something to him? I kept reading the report and they said the man went without a cell phone. Who do you know go anywhere without their cell phone? People drive They text on their phone. They talk on their phone. When they working, they be on their phone. Shit, some people can't sleep because they be up all night on their phone. So who the hell goes to a private island without their phone? I don't know, but it's another sad story. I hope they ain't do nothing to them. But this story is going to be pretty hectic because Mississippi already have bad energy towards black people. But I just want to say rest in peace to Noah Well, and I hope these young boys didn't do nothing to them. I understand we live in a world where shit happens every day.
You just can't go nowhere with them when it comes to a boat. Anything on a boat in the body of water, no. You the only one with them on a boat, body of water. Nah, it's something about their ancestors. There's something about their ancestral lineage. They just can't. There's some foul play going on. Definitely some foul play going on. We not even in doubt of that. And let me be clear. Of course, I always gotta say this because I know there's new people coming around. Listen, we love all people. We do. But however, we know that there's certain people out there in the world that are just we're not supposed to be mixing with. Somebody said, "Oh, thank you for the support, Latoya Woodson. I appreciate y'all, and I like to see more support on the podcast too." I appreciate you, Latoya. She says, "May God keep our people safe. God bless you, New Breed." I appreciate that. It's a couple things we got to do better on the platform, y'all. We got to get the likes up without question. Whether you're watching me on vertical stream, you got to double tap to like it on vertical stream, or you watching me horizontally. Make sure you get the likes up, and we got to start showing support for this particular content that I put out. This is a very unique platform. You get a smorgasbord of different content. You get your motivational talks over here. You get your current event streams. You get a little bit of comedy here and there. You get everything. So, by showing your support, you're saying that you like the show, you want others to be hip to it, and you want to make sure that I can produce more material because I know that y'all are supportive. So, support don't really cost you much, just whatever you can do. Whatever you can do, you got to support your interests. And then the Bible says charity covers the multitude of sins. When people are either entertaining you, teaching you, edifying you, and it's something that you enjoy, support it. Somebody says, this is so sad because there are really some good Caucasian people in the world. There are very good Caucasian people out there in the world. A lot of them watch my platform, and I rock with them. There's this one sister, I can't remember her name. She's a nice Caucasian lady, and she loves the show. She loves when I be going on these rants. She come through and support and everything. Tracy, thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of valuable information over here. And the reason, Tania, my top moderator, she's always supportive of the show. Always doing her thing in the chat. You know why? Because it's about good versus evil. And it just so happens that, Edom are the ones who have been the biggest evil in this world. They have been the biggest evil in this world. Jojo, thank you for the support, Jojo. I appreciate it. Let me see. Whisk 7063, I appreciate you, says, not much, but here's some support. I appreciate it, man. Tracy Henry, thank you for the support as well. Somebody said, Jeffrey says, I love your show, Breed, always. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, because one thing about it, we got to bring out some clarity in regards to these situations, man. We can't let these people sweep this under the rug.
Nolan is missing, and he did not come back with his friends. Now, everything that I can find out about the island shows me and tells me that you can only reach this island by boat. So if he never left the island on a boat, that means that he's stranded somewhere on this island. And they're searching the island right now, including his parents, and they still have not found him. Guys, this case is going to take us down to Ocean Springs, Mississippi on July 4th of 2026. This is 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, who is originally from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Now, Nolan was a football standout at his high school, and he just finished his freshman year at Mississippi Community College. On 4th of July, Nolan got on a boat with a bunch of his friends and headed to Horn Island. Okay, Horn Island can only be accessed by boat. This is the friend group that he went with that day. Last seen, no shirt, gray sweats. They say that the friends cannot remember much, but that they do remember him walking off with a girl, and that was the last time that he was seen. The mother was able to get his phone from the friends. Now, I want to put you guys in the mind of this island, okay? So Horn Island is a barrier island sitting about 10 miles off of the Mississippi coast, out in the Gulf of Mexico. It's over 3,000 acres of completely undeveloped land. No roads, no bridges, no buildings, nothing. It's part of the national seashore, and the only way on or off the island is by boat. Now, on the 4th of July weekend, this island was packed. There were lots of people there celebrating the 4th of July. There were lots of boats, lots of people. So it wasn't just like it was just Nolan and his friends. Nolan was last seen around 3 p.m. Reports are saying he was last seen with a girl. He was wearing his blue swim trunks, no shirt. He's about 6.
You know, this just don't add up. Who is this so-called girl that he was seen with? Are there no cameras on this island? Probably not. You know, I wonder if it's electricity on island. These are the type of questions I'm about to pull up a Google image of this island, y'all, and I'm just compelled to do this real quick. I'm doing this off the fly, so please be patient with me. But I am compelled to see what this island look like. Horn Island. Okay, let me see. I need to get some images. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. I want to thank Miss Prosperity for the support. Also, Mandy, thank you as well. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for supporting the show. Juella, thank you as well. She says the fact that his friends had possession of his phones seems sketchy. Exactly. Nobody just walks off without their phone. Like he just gonna leave with some girl randomly and they like, yo, here, take my phone. Imagine that. Hey, yo, I'm about to dip off in the woods on this island with this woman. Here, you guys, take my phone. Hey, don't even look for me no more tonight. You know what I'm saying? Nah, something is missing here. Something is wrong with that. Something is wrong. So we got some images of Horn Island. Here's Horn Island. Okay, so it does. Here's a better image where you can see that there probably is electricity. There's homes here. This is a whole community. There's a whole community on this island. Let me see. Let me see what view y'all see right now. Let me share this other page. This is what Horn Island is looking like. So as you can see, there's some homes there. Could he have went into somebody's home? Yes, possible. Could it be one of the locals? He disappeared with one of the locals. See, but it's a small island. This wouldn't even take 24 hours to find out where he at. This wouldn't even take 24 hours. And you know everybody know everybody. I think it was a straight up ritual. Kingdom Mind, thank you for the support. Said peace and blessings, Bree. All love for show. I appreciate it, fam. Yeah, this island is very little. It's very little, but it has some homes here. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's multiple pieces to the island. Like you have this body of water hitting here in the middle. It looked like two patches of land that you probably can go to and fish or whatever you're gonna do, swim or whatever you want to do, and then it has a communal area right here in the front, so we can get a better understanding what this Horn Island look like. Yeah, I think they took him on Horn Island to do some demonic stuff. And I believe those boys probably knew some other people on that island. They knew the guy. They knew the guy who sailed out there.
Won 180 pounds, and
this is a cover up. And they've been coached, allegedly.
First thing I'm going to say is I would never leave without the full head count of my friends. That is rule number one. We don't get off no damn island. We don't get onto no boat. We don't do nothing until we have every last person that we came with all in one place. You mean to tell me that no one took account for Nolan Xavier Wells before y'all got back on that boat to go back to the main island? Something's not adding up. 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells was last seen on July 4th with his friends on Horn Island outside of Jackson, Mississippi. He was last seen in blue shorts, sunglasses, and that's it. Nolan's parents are looking for him nonstop. They just want to find their son. Now, the U.S. Coast Guard and the Cajun Navy are looking for Nolan. The Cajun Navy commander said that he was last seen with a teen before he disappeared. They found his phone, but they did not find him. And if this is his friend group, I'm not going to lie. I don't have that much faith in finding this boy alive. Because like I said before, there's no way in hell I would hop on a boat to go home and not all of my friends are accounted for. Y'all didn't give a fuck about him whatsoever. And there's somebody out there that was part of that friend group that knows what the fuck happened. But everybody's locking the fuck up. Now, I'm trying to keep the faith that this boy's just sitting there lost on this island and, you know, he fell asleep or some shit. But 9 times out of 10, we already know how this shit goes, especially with a friend group like that. My prayers go out to Nolan's mother and father and his family and friends. I hope I come with a better update.
Yeah, man. With a friend group like that, it's a very dangerous situation. And then they went to this island, small island, where it's probably nothing but Caucasian people there as well. Matter of fact, I want to look at how many people live on this island. Because something, it's like I really believe that this was a coordinated sacrifice. I just can't help but to think that. They only have 533 residents. 533 residents. What? Hold on, I'm talking to AI right now. Let me see. I'm gonna just share my screen with y'all too. Let's see. I believe they really, the whole neighborhood, they knew he was coming. This how it be, man. Gang stalking be real. And these Edomites, they be wicked as hell. They be setting stuff up. They be literally setting stuff up. Let me see. So as y'all can see, it doesn't have a huge population, 533. It says, according to the official Australian Bureau of Statistics, this inhabited island features a permanent community, primarily concentrated in the town of West Wasaja. About 71.6% of the population identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islanders. Or what? That's what they identify as. You know, people could be whoever the hell they want to be. Okay. White. Yep. Oh, no, it's talking about something else. The visual identity of the inhabitants wilderness island is characterized by bright, contrasting natural tones. No, the people. Because, you know, they could go identify as anybody. You know, they could just take over an island and say we the Aboriginals just because they claim something. Or is it pulling up? Or is it another Horn Island? Horn Island? No, I got Horn Island, Mississippi. Oh, you know what? No, y'all. I'm wrong. 0 inhabitants. What the hell was they doing? Oh, this makes it worse. So Horn Island and Mississippi, 0 inhabitants. So my bad, y'all's a little bit of confusion there. I'm doing research live. It is what it is. I'm over here multitasking. So no, they lured that boy into a private island. I mean, what the hell was he doing out there? What girl? What girl? What? Hold on. Now this proposes more questions, y'all. What girl did he walk off into the damn island with when there's no inhabitants on Horn Island? And is this girl missing? They lying about something, y'all. They're lying about something. So the friend said he walked off with a girl. It's 0 inhabitants. What girl did he walk off with? And if he walked off with a girl, they should. Oh, this is crazy. Then that girl should have been on that boat or on some other boat on her way back home. Yeah, they pulled out Horn Island in Australia. My bad, y'all. That's what it. They pulled up 2 Horn Islands, one in Mississippi, one in Australia. That's why I got a little confused. Yeah, that's right, Hebrew Care. A mermaid got him. It was a mermaid out there singing beautiful music, and he just followed the damn mermaid. He walked off with some girl on an island with 0 inhabitants. What? I wonder if the Fed's watching this. The Pure Goddess channel, thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Something they adding up, y'all. Somebody said they dumped him off that boat and they kept the phone. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. They threw him right off that boat and they kept it moving. Somebody said, ask AI about the girl. Let me see. Let me hit the mic. On Horn Island, Mississippi, United States, there was a person by the name of Nolan Wells who ended up missing. The friend stated that he walked off with a girl, and that was the last person he was seen with. Has that girl been identified publicly yet? No. The girl Nolan Wells was reportedly last seen talking to has not been publicly identified by law enforcement or media outlets. Current status of the case, the search and recovery. Yep, so there's no girl. Them boys is lying. They deleted that boy. They deleted that young man. Hebrew Kid says, and my AI says there was no girl. Right. I mean, if there's no inhabitants on that land, how the hell he walk off with some girl? That's a teenage lie that they came up with on the fly. She was definitely made up. That's like them teenage, look, dude, let's just say he walked off with some girl. That's what happened. Yo, let's just say, I mean, it don't even make no damn sense. I'm going to ask another question. The island is stated to have 0 inhabitants. Where could this girl have came from? Was it any reports of other people on that particular island that day, on the 4th of July? Have any females been put into question that was on the island? It says the girl, as well as the other people on the island, came from the surrounding Mississippi coast mainland via private watercraft. So in order for him to walk off with some girl, he would have had to leave with her. And see, without a phone, I mean, the girl would have a phone. Yo, I need to make some phone calls. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. That means, I mean, it's reasonable that some people could have came to the island coming from different parts to meet up for the 4th of July. But if Nolan is missing, he had to leave with somebody. And these guys, were they did they even describe the girl? It just don't make sense. Did they give police a description of the girl? And why the media ain't saying, hey, we're looking for a girl, composite sketch. She was wearing X, Y, and Z. He was last seen with composite sketch. Like nothing. Something's wrong, y'all. Yeah, they done took this man to Palm Beach Pete, man. Can I trust these people on no islands? So, I mean, let's just say it was the 4th of July, so it was some visitors. But who did he leave with? And these people lying, bro. And you know, when teenagers going somewhere like that, they're going to be recording everything. There should be some video footage of them hanging out. If they had girls there with them, there should be some video footage. I believe they threw that young man off that boat. It was a blood sacrifice. Look, the status of female question, no public suspects. There's no public suspects. That tell you right now there's a lie. It says, let's get into more of the witness statements. I'm going to ask more about the witness statements. It says timeline verification. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department is utilizing witness statements such as his friends noting that Nolan was seen visiting with a girl solely to establish his final timeline. All right, I want to know what other witness statements were made. I want to know what other witness statements were made. Could you give me a full breakdown on what the witnesses said in regards to Nolan? I mean, you know, we just chopping it up right now. We know what happened, dog. We know what happened, y'all. Somebody said Mississippi has alligators, probably won't find a body. They already found a body. They just not trying to claim it's Nolan. All right. right, so let me see. All right, it just gave me a timeline. Public statements from investigators, family updates, and eyewitness reports provide breakdown of witnesses observed surrounding. I wonder if this made the news. Like, I need an actual news source real quick. We can go on YouTube for that. Sometimes the news will give us more updates. And we get to see and all of that stuff, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna. Okay, it's been confirmed that Nolan, unfortunately, he was found dead, y'all. The news has confirmed it. So it's no more. It's no more that he could be missing. No, I just went on the news. Rest in peace to the young man. It's been confirmed. It is Nolan. I'm gonna see if they got a cause of death. I was hoping that was confirmed during this broadcast. What happened to him? At least a cause of death. They should have that by now because it don't take that long to find out. A professional can really walk in the room, look at the body for 10, 15 minutes and tell what happened. So we're going to go to the actual news, get some updates in real time. Man, they got another one of our people, bro. On 4th of July. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hold on. Let me get a better news jump. That's confirming his death. One moment, y'all. One moment. We could play this one real quick, but
Mississippi have located a body they believe likely belongs to a teen missing since the 4th of July. 18-year-old Nolan Wells was last seen on Horn Island Saturday. The barrier island is a popular vacation spot. The local sheriff's office says Wells was there with friends for the holiday when he was reported missing. ABC's Alex Perez is following this case for us. And Alex, great to see you. What's the latest with this?
Yeah, Stephanie, officials unfortunately say it appears we're dealing with a tragic ending in this case after beloved 18-year-old Nolan Wells disappeared July 4th after going on a boating trip with friends. Now, sadly, officials say a body matching the description of the 18-year-old was recovered about 8:45 this morning just off the shore of Horn Island, a popular holiday destination about 10 miles off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Now, the teen and friends reportedly took a boat trip to the Barrier Island for the 4th of July holiday. He was last seen on Saturday at about 3 p.m. After he vanished, his family and friends making an emotional plea for help, flooding social media with pictures of the outing showing Wells and a group of friends on a boat. The 18-year-old seen holding what appears to be a hard or alcohol seltzer in his hand. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department, the Cajun Navy, and many volunteers spending much of the weekend searching for Wells. It remains unclear what exactly happened to him. Authorities say they are still working to figure out what exactly went wrong here as this community.
They're going to try to make it sound like it was some freak accident. You notice how they said, oh, they seen it was alcohol in his hand. They highlighted that for a reason. And I bet you we're going to go to another news broadcast and they're going to say the same thing. Oh, he was seen with alcohol. Who cares? They're teenagers. Whatever. He had alcohol. All right. What that got to do with it? You need to be pressing those friends out. So-called friends. They're going to try to make it seem like he just fell off the boat or something, like something crazy, bro. Yup, he's been found.
We are following breaking news now at 9. A 16-year-old has just been found dead days after a shooting on the 4th of July. Atlanta News First, Solani Latang is live at police headquarters for us.
So, and this was in Southwest Atlanta. So, man, as you can see, there's a lot going on 4th of July, but that's not what I was looking for. But there was a lot going on 4th of July. This is not good, man. I'm gonna see if they got better updates. The more info we can get, the better. Yep. Yeah, Nolan Wells' family confirms he was. Yeah, it's been confirmed they found him. So the family has already been notified that they found their son. Let's see what the family. Hopefully, we can find something with the family speaking out. I know they're looking for answers.
Story we're continuing to follow. The family of Nolan Wells has now taken to social media confirming his death. That is our top story today here on the 4 o'clock show. I'm Hugh Keaton.
And I'm Jennifer Laud. The 18-year-old went missing on Independence Day around 3 in the afternoon at Horn Island. Wells went to the island.
Hold on, I just want y'all to look at the cops. As you can see, you look at them cops. Them some Proud Boys. You got one token in there. Y'all can't really see him on y'all screen, but you know, you can look at them. They not finna find out what the hell happened to Nolan. They're not finna find out what happened to Nolan. I can tell you that right now. Just look at him.
Afternoon at Horn Island. Wells went to the island with a group of friends to celebrate the holiday. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter says his department received a call from Wells' mother late Saturday evening saying he never came home. The search for Nolan began again this morning with state and local officials. Sheriff Ledbetter shares the details of when the body was found.
About 8:45 is when when I was first notified that there had been a body found on the west tip of Horn Island, and that the body matched the description of our missing teenager. At the U.S. Park Service, and then are the ones that initially located the body on the island.
Jackson County Coroner Bruce Lynn says an autopsy is expected tomorrow. This is still an active investigation.
What do you mean the autopsy is coming through tomorrow? Y'all need to do the autopsy today. He been missing since the 4th of damn July. Somebody says witnesses say there was an argument, Bree. Send me that. Where'd you get that info from? Was there an actual argument? If so, send me that info where you got that. No, because we trying to get to the bottom of this. That's my thing. Did the friends even report him missing, or they just found the body? That's a fair question right there. You got a call about a body, but did the friends call the cops about a missing friend? Think about that. The chief said, hey, we got a call about a body. That's all we know, a body popped up. We didn't get a call saying, hey, our buddy, he's missing. We're ready to leave and we can't find him. Because that would be a reason to call the police, correct? Them Edomite devils sacrificed that young man. Straight up blood sacrifice. Straight up. Let me see something. His family haven't spoke out yet, but yeah, we gonna cover the story as much as we can, man, as we get updates. Hold on, we may get more details right here. Oh, actually, I see what's happening. That's somebody's stream. Never mind. Well, that's about all we got for now. People are saying online that there was some type of confrontation. I don't know if these people were actually here. I don't know. It's just people's. That could be a rumor, y'all. That could be a rumor. There's some people saying there was some confrontation, but I need actual proof. I need actual proof. But here's one of the videos that y'all might have seen. This lady is talking about it was a confrontation.
Out. The comment states that one of their mommies is a chancery judge.
One of the moms of one of the white kids is a judge. See, we got to study who those white kids were too.
Turns out the comment states that one of their mommies is a chancery judge. Oh, ain't that freaking lovely? What? So you mean to tell me that
I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta fact check her real quick. I'm gonna use AI, and I'm gonna get the identity of those boys that Nolan was with, and we're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna talk to AI real quick, y'all. Nolan was last seen with 3 of his friends. I need the identity of those said friends, names, family, etc., etc. And I would also like to know, is one of the children or one of the teenagers, is their mother a judge?
you might be protecting your poor little innocent baby? Boy, howdy, let me tell you. I hope if your son done something to that little boy, I hope he gets every bit of what is coming to him. And that is respectfully as I can get it.
Okay, let's get straight to the point. Let's talk about this sad story coming out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi about Nolan Wells, who
And see, look at Nolan. They got footage of Nolan.
was 18 years old.
He dancing with the snow bunny.
Now, Nolan Wells come from a 2-parent home. This picture right here, you can see his father to the left, and that is his mother to the right. Nolan Wells graduated from Ocean Springs High School in class of 2025. Now, he recently, after graduation, Nolan was a football player at Ocean Springs, but he also went on to go play college football at Southwest Community College in Summit, Mississippi. He was actually scheduled to move back into his campus with his best friend that he went to school with from Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
All right, I'm checking. I'm checking to see if one of the mothers of one of the kids was a judge. Hold on. Yes, the judge connection. Yes, one of the teenagers' parents is a prominent local judge. Local residents and witnesses have identified the friends who traveled with Nolan to Horn Island, which has sparked massive discussion on social media regarding their families and background. The judge connection. The mother of one of the boys on the boat is Judge Ashley Cole, who serves as Chancery Court Judge on Courtroom B in the 16 Chancery Court District, covering Jackson, George, and Greene counties in Mississippi. Oh, wow. All right, this is getting interesting. The relationship, Judge Ashley Cole is the stepmother of Warren Hudson, one of the boys who accompanied Nolan to the island. She is married to Warren's father, Dr. Benjamin Hudson, a physician within the Singing River Health System. So look, these are privileged kids. That's a privileged kid. Mother's a judge. Father is a physician. Oh yeah, you can get away with murder. Yeah, you can get away with murder. No wonder things are looking so janky. Yep, that's right, Hebrew Care. Him and Carmelo were star players. That's also could be another reason he was taken out. Exactly. Now, this is a very important piece of this, y'all. This is a very important piece. It says public reaction. Because of her high-profile judicial position, intense public scrutiny and speculation are beginning to mount online. Following the discovery of Nolan's body, social media pages associated with Judge Cole were temporarily deactivated or set on private. Wow. Now, would you look at that? The judge deactivated her social media accounts, y'all. Now, why would she do that unless there's some guilt involved? Could the physician been trying to get organs? Is some organ harvesting going on? Why is it taking so long to get an autopsy? Was this young man found with blood? Was there some weird stuff that went on? Wow, wow, wow. Real strange stuff here, man. It says the friends identified on the boat. Warren Hudson, man, it's giving us their background. Warren Hudson, son of Benjamin Hudson, stepmother, the judge. Warren Pryor, identified alongside Warren in public community posts regarding a group that accompanied Nolan. So Wyatt don't really have a real demo on him like that. And then you got Javon Williams, Nolan's best friend, who publicly clarified that he traveled to the island separately because the first boat, which Noah was on, had already filled up with passengers. So what does that mean? Who is Javon Williams? So this is a childhood friend. I guess he had to get on that boat with them. Something is going on. Javon Williams. If there's any posts with Javon Williams talking, feel free to share that with me too. Somebody said they keep getting long ads. Sorry about that, but we got to keep the lights on. The ads pay the bills. If I can rely on super chats and cash apps more, I wouldn't have to have so many ads, but that's what keep the lights on. I'm telling y'all, man, this is a sad situation. I'm not liking what I'm seeing here. Yeah, Hebrew Kiss, I thought it was only 4 of them. I'm not sure why they pulled up this Javon, but Javon was not the people I seen him with. Those were 3 white kids. So I don't know. AI is probably trying to throw a curveball, but my spidey senses is tingling. I know y'all's is too. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. And this is something we all can learn from, y'all. Be careful who you trust. Look, I want to thank y'all for showing up this evening. Of course, I got more material coming. We're going to continue to grow and develop. If you're not subscribed to my other channels, feel free to subscribe to New Breed Health and Performance, as well as New Breed Universal ENT. Pretty soon, y'all, I'm going to be releasing my music over there. The long-awaited project will be released song by song, coming very soon, within a matter of a week or so. So, support every platform. I want to thank y'all for showing up. Rest in peace to the young man. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you all would like to get you some all natural products for skincare, health products, soaps, etc., HebrewCare.com. Look, one love to y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. More material coming.